Hello, good evening, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. First of all, before we get started, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Do what you can to help out this channel. I'm pushing very close to 900 subscribers, so I appreciate if you subscribe. Subscribing is completely free, does not cost anything. This will massively help me out, and it will keep growing this channel. Also, you know where to follow me. You can follow me everywhere. You can follow me on all audio platforms, wherever you get your podcast from, including Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. This evening, I have a special guest, all the way from California. I'm joined by my special guest, Rick Leong, who is the chairman of the AVFC California Lions. It's great to finally be able to speak to you, Rick. How are you?
Hi, Chad. It's really great to see you too. Thanks for connecting. I'm glad we were able to do this.
Well, you were actually my second American guest. It's nice to have an American on the show.
Was that last one Jack?
Yeah, Jack Grimsey. Yeah, he
Jack
was a great
Grimsey.
guest. And I really enjoyed it, but I've been really excited for this interview as well.
Oh, that's great. I'm excited to speak with you as well. I love the work that you're doing.
Thank you. And what time is it where you are at the moment?
It is 11 o'clock a.m.
Oh, well, I can imagine it must be sunny where you are.
Actually, it's a little overcast,
Oh,
but
okay.
uh, but I think the sun's supposed to return in a few days.
Well, I'm going to get stuck into the interview.
Okay.
So, what is the AVFC California Lions?
So we are one of the now many official Aston Villa Lions clubs, supporter groups in North America. When we originally were started, we there weren't any Lions clubs on the west coast of the United States, so we were the first one. But now there are several in different parts of California, as well as I think Washington State, and then Vancouver, Canada, was West Coast.
Well, it's amazing because it just shows you the dedication to how many fans there are around the globe supporting Villa.
It is amazing, and I'm so happy to see and to always connect with new Villa supporters, especially if they're American, but also connecting with expats from England who haven't been able to connect with other Villa fans here now that they're living in the States, and to connect with them and to be able to, have them experience being part of a supporters group in the States where they live now.
Well, it is amazing that there is quite a few American Aston Villa fans.
Yeah, and I think it continues to grow and grow. I think a majority still are people who originated from the Birmingham area and now live in the United States. But there are more and more, American-born Aston Villa supporters. It's growing, and I know we'll probably talk about it later, but this particular season is probably drawing more attention to Aston Villa in the American audience.
So, which area in California is a Lions club based?
So our Lions Club is based in San Francisco. California. So right in the middle of the state. We have two other clubs. Originally, there was just one club in California, and that's why
Yeah.
we were named California Lions. But then as we grew and grew and grew, and the state is fairly large, there were large groups of people that were part of the club that were in Southern California, which is about like Los Angeles, 300 or 400 miles away. So it was very difficult to get together for match day or watching matches. And so once we got larger and larger, the guys in Los Angeles and further south, the guys in San Diego, California, started brand new Lions Club branches. So we have in California, we have ourselves in San Francisco,
Mhm.
and then a group in Los Angeles that's an official club, and one in San Diego. So it continues to grow, which is really exciting.
Well, I've never been to San Francisco. Well, it's a beautiful place, though. The Golden Gate Bridge as well.
Correct, correct. Oh, we would love to have you out here if you ever get a chance.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice, but well, Sergio, I was going to talk about the time difference.
Oh, yeah.
But there's what a time difference. Do you manage to watch the games?
Yeah, we managed to watch just about every game. We're really thankful for the television coverage that we get here in the States now with NBC. And but like you said, the time difference makes it the most challenging because like our 3 p.m. kickoff, 3 p.m. in the afternoon kickoff
Yeah.
in Birmingham is a 7 a.m. kickoff here in San Francisco. And then
Oh, yeah.
so some of the earlier matches, I think the earliest match that we've gone to see was 4:30 a.m. are the earliest ones. Sometimes 6 a.m. and then 7 a.m.
Well, it really shows like dedication.
Yeah, yeah, we call ourselves the Aston Villa Breakfast Club because we're always eating breakfast and drinking coffee before we have a pint, watching games.
And in America as well, you get to watch more Premier League games as well.
Yeah, the NBC coverage actually covers m- all the games that are going on in the Premier League each weekend. Some of them are available through network television, but then the others you need to subscribe to their streaming channel. But you can pretty much watch every game.
That's the advantages of living in America in that sense.
I know the times that I've visited the UK, I was always, friends would say, "Wow, you guys have much better coverage and availability than we do in the UK, depending on your location."
We'll go on to the next question. So in California, is there a big Aston Villa fan base in the state?
Yeah, we've going back to when we started our branch, it was just a handful of people. But once we got the word out that there's an actual Aston Villa supporters club, we started hearing from all kinds of people. And this is like the great tool that social media is. You get the word out and people start discovering you. And I think there were a lot of expats that were over here who were looking for clubs and never knew one existed. And so we gathered that way. And then each year, I think we continue to add more and more people. So I would say it's especially in the bigger metropolitan areas. San Francisco is a huge area. Los Angeles, Southern
Yeah.
California. There are a lot of supporters in those areas.
And also, what other Premier League team supporters are there apart from Aston Villa?
Oh, in the big cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, I I would say there are supporter clubs for that I know of at least
Yeah.
half of the Premier League teams, and some of them are fairly large, as you can imagine, in the States. There are like big clubs related to Manchester United,
You got
City.
Arsenal as well, yeah, Arsenal, yeah.
Yep, yep.
So I got so also do you arrange regular meetups with other American Aston Villa Lions club supporters?
Well, and we do, and just Chad, just a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
the North American clubs, all of us are based spread out across Canada and the United States. For 10 years now, we've been arranging what we call a North American meetup, where one weekend a year we all travel and come together in a particular city.
Was it in Arizona, was it? Not long
Yeah,
ago.
we were just in Scottsdale, Arizona. There must have been at least, well, there's well over 100 people, and I know that there must have been 20 or 25 different Lions clubs represented. And we had a great, that was the weekend of the big Arsenal game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Great, did you had a great time?
Oh, it was fabulous. And, during that event, we always do our annual raffle and auction supporting Acorns.
That's brilliant. But when I went to Acorns Children's Hospice
Oh, I didn't know
when I was
that.
younger. So yeah, I've had a lot of good history of them in the past.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah, we've kind of adopted them as our North American Lions Club charities. For the last 10 years, we've been doing fundraising at our annual meetup for them.
Do you live quite close to the Lions Club?
I live San Francisco, so we meet in San Francisco Bay. So I'm the chairman. We
Yeah.
meet in San Francisco, but I live on the eastern side of San Francisco Bay, so I drive over to San Francisco to meet up at the pub that we have for matches.
And what's the pub like?
It's an Irish pub. It's called the Kezar Pub. It's been there for a long, long, long time in San Francisco.
Oh
It's a
wow.
big San Francisco 49ers pub. There's a lot of historic and memorabilia hanging from the walls there. San Francisco 49ers American football.
Well, I'm half Irish as well.
Oh, okay.
So you've got a bit of connection going on there.
Yeah, yeah. It's been fun. There's another supporter group that meets there as well. It's a Liverpool supporters group. So sometimes we have some pretty fun times when we're playing each other, kind of bantering back and forth.
Yeah. So I'm always also interested about this reason. But what was the reason why you supported Aston Villa?
That's a great question, Chad, and I get asked that often, being an American, and it actually has a connection with, again, acorns. Interestingly,
That's very interesting.
yeah. So back in 2005, 2004, at that time, I wasn't supporting a specific team.
Yeah.
I liked watching Premier League football because of the standard. But I finally came to the point where I thought it probably would be a lot more fun and I can connect with other fans if I actually supported a specific team. But I'm one of those fans, and you probably know a lot of supporters like this. I didn't want to just pick the typical teams that Americans pick:
Yeah.
Chelsea, United, Liverpool. I really wanted to take the time to study the teams because I wanted to find some kind of personal connection to the club before I chose to support them, because I knew that once I selected a club, there was no changing after that. It would be that club till the end. And at that same time, when I was reading up on all the different clubs, I was a volunteer at a children's hospice here in the San Francisco area.
That must be a very rewarding job.
Yeah, it was to be there to support families and kids. And they were telling me that their hospice, the one I was volunteering at, was modeled after children's hospices in the UK, and I thought that was interesting.
That's
And that
amazing.
and then I asked them names of any of those hospices in the UK, and they mentioned Acorns. I said, "Oh, that's really interesting." So I kind of tucked that fact away, and then I was continuing to on this wholly separate path. I was still studying Premier League clubs, and I came across Aston Villa. Great tradition, great history, and it was right around the time when I found out that Aston Villa was going to be putting a charity's name on their shirt instead of a paid sponsor or commercial sponsor. Oh, interesting. And then when they revealed it was going to be Acorns, and I thought, wait a minute, is that the same charity that I heard about in
Yeah.
my volunteer work? Sure enough, it was the same. It was Acorns Children's Hospice. And then right then and there, I told myself,
That's a great reason, Sport Villa.
yeah, so basically I felt like the club chose me, just like you hear people say.
It
And so
chooses you.
so I've been Aston Villa ever since.
It's like with a lot of big stars, like Tom Hanks. He's a big Aston Villa fan.
Yeah, he is. And he's in he's based in Los Angeles. And we've had been able to connect with him a few times. And one thing we're really fortunate about is, the annual auction for acorns that we do every year.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks typically gives us a signed item to,
Wow.
like last year, we had a Aston Villa shirt with the name Gump on the back for his Forrest Gump film,
Mhm.
and he signed it. And then, so every year um, he's more than happy to autograph items for us to include in our auction, which is really great.
Well, you never know with me in the future. I might get Tom Hanks on the podcast.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Who knows in the future? You never know. So, what does your role involve at the AVFC California Lions?
So I'm again, like you said earlier, I'm the chairperson. Primarily, the role is to, communicate out to all the members that we have about. It's primarily week to week during the season when we let them people know what time kickoff is and when we're going to be at the pub. Encourage people to come out, to drag themselves out of bed to come to the early morning kickoffs. And then, like this coming summer, we just got the announcement that
Mhm.
there are going to be 3 games in the United States for preseason. And so, getting information about that out to the members and such. So that's the primary role, and just making sure all the Aston Villa important information gets out to the members so they know what's going on.
Well, you play a very important role at the Lions.
Um, we try to, it's all a volunteer thing, but we do it because we love the club, and so it's a pleasure to just continue to grow the club and getting more people to know what Aston Villa is all about, um, and what it means to us. And sometimes we'll get brand new Americans who were going through the same process of trying to find a team and a reason to support a team. We had some brand new people come to our meetup in Arizona
Mhm.
who were just friends of somebody's, and they didn't really follow Premier League football, but now I think they're through and through Aston Villa now, just up being there for the weekend with us and seeing how enthusiastic we are about the club.
But
So that's exciting.
you keep the Lions Club going.
We try to do our best, and we really like um, to remind people what a big club we are and the great history that we have. And we're up and coming now. We're this season that we're in the middle of
Mhm.
is just amazing.
Did you go to last season's pre-season tour?
Unfortunately, I missed last season's preseason tour because I was traveling with my wife out of the country,
Yeah.
so we weren't able to go. But our plan is to go to all three games this year.
Well, I've been to America a few times.
Oh, what part? What
I've
part?
been to New York and Florida a few times.
Okay, okay.
They're both very good experiences, I were.
Did you go there to see anything specific or just to visit those places?
Not sightseeing and a holiday as well.
Oh, okay. Great.
So, what is your thoughts on Aston Villa this season? Do you think we'll get Champions League football?
Well, first off, I think, especially in the form that we currently are in, the last week or so, I think we're going to be keep that Champions League spot, which is it's just so it's so. I was talking with someone the other day and saying
Mhm.
just having the words Champions League come up in conversation related to our club is so different, at least compared in recent decades. It feels odd, but it's so exciting. And I think the season, I tell you, Chad, I am still amazed. I don't know how to describe it, but
Yeah,
I mean, Unai Emery hasn't been here for really that long.
it's
When you think
incredible
of
what he's done.
with pretty much the same players, a few added ones
He's completely transformed the football club.
in every way. I think the confidence. It's just amazing what this one person has brought to our club. I've never seen a manager in any other kind of sport that has turned around a club so quickly and so dramatically than what Unai Emery has done for us. It's
It's
just
been
amazing.
some of the best football we've seen in years.
I know definitely the best football that I've seen since I started supporting Villa, which was like
In
in
our
the mid.
lifetime,
Yeah, yeah. So it's just so exciting to go and see us battle these teams, and it's been great to seeing us stay near the top of the table pretty much all season.
but also I'm absolutely over the moon about Unai Emery signing a new contract.
Oh, I know. I was always kind of concerned about that, as his interest in him must be great. Other clubs seeking managers, but that he's made this commitment to Aston Villa, that really says a lot.
It really shows the club's long-term vision for the future.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm excited about it.
And also, we've got good backroom stuff as well.
Yeah.
A lot of work goes on behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot in all those pieces. It sounds like from what I've been reading, I mean, Unai Emery has pretty much put those pieces together, and club owners just said, "Yes, we're going to follow your lead," and he is leading us in the right direction.
Well, the thing is, in Emery as well, he's going to leave a legacy at Villa Park.
He is. He is. He already has, right?
Well,
It
he
feels
already
like.
has already, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it is. It's really exciting, and yeah, looking forward to Champions League football. That's
Well, I
even
think
just
we
as
got we got a real good chance. I think now
yeah, and we're doing well in the Europa Conference League.
we are, yeah.
Yeah,
If we could get both, that'd be great. If we could do both.
but it's amazing, right? Just to being able to say that, make statements like that. Oh, let's win the Conference League, and hey, let's qualify for Champions League.
The thing is, we're 6 points clear of Tottenham as well.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
You know,
We're
I've only got the game in hand, I think, but we should
say
still
that.
do it. We
Yeah,
got a game,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's
No,
exciting.
yeah, I'm excited for the future.
Absolutely.
I think we're in a real good position to do it. I think now.
Yeah, it's just. I think, especially Emmy Martinez.
Hmm.
I can't. I haven't really looked back at the statistics for the season,
Hmm.
but I keep thinking about all the games where he's made these amazing stops that would have made a difference in the game, and how many games that he win for us just by these stops that he's been doing. It's just amazing.
Well, I absolutely love his antics on the
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah, it does get him into a little trouble.
And a penalty shootout, it gave us all permutations.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was
yeah.
great to see that he saved us, he did again.
That's right.
But who's your favourite
So
Aston Villa
that,
player?
that is a great question. I think overall it's John McGinn, and primarily because I mean, not because he's captain now,
Mhm.
but he just has this workman-like attitude, and he's not like the pure athlete that you might like a Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Very
Yeah,
athletic. He's just a really workman, but he has skills and he just works so hard. He's like a regular man's superstar. I guess that's what I would say.
because he
He's so
always gives
clinical.
110%.
Yeah, all the time. And seeing him grow as a captain. I mean, he's definitely a lot more vocal on the pitch right nowadays. Standing up for his teammates and really becoming a leader.
Guilty, because I really like his leadership qualities.
Plus, he has a great sense of humor from all the things things you see on social media and posts. He likes to play jokes and all these things with his teammates. He's got a really good balance of perspective on serious as well as having fun. It seems like.
And he doesn't stop running as well.
Hmm.
He's always got like energy, and he's always got so much energy.
I know. He doesn't slow down in a game. It's great. So I would pick him.
John McGinn's my favourite player as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
See over there, you can see the shirt.
Oh yeah, I see your shirt. Plus his nickname, right? Meatball. It's just such a great nickname.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. All of his celebration he does as well.
I know, and I love the story behind it. I'm glad he finally started talking about that, about why he does that. It's a great story.
We're going to go on to the final question.
Okay.
So, despite living in California, have you been to any of the games at Villa Park?
I actually have, and since I became a Villa supporter, I've basically tried to make a trip over once a season to go to a few games. Um, this season, the last time I was there was in December, right before Christmas, and I got to go to a conference league game at home against Warsaw.
Mhm.
That was the kind of strange game that had the away section empty. They wouldn't let the away supporters in,
Oh yeah.
and then and then that week or the next week, I went to that amazing Man City win at Villa Park and the
Oh
Arsenal
well,
win at
that's a
Villa Park.
brilliant that's a brilliant game to go to.
Oh gosh, it was an unbelievable week. Yeah, so that was the last time I was there, and I hope I usually try to go during the fall or the spring, but I went twice last year actually. I went with my wife and one of my daughters in the springtime,
Well, I bet
which
when you're
was
at Villa Park,
uh-huh.
I bet you make the most of it like a holiday.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting, Chad, that through the Lions Club network, we've gotten to become friends with a lot of the Lions Club's folks
That's
in the
nice.
UK. And so it's like not only going to the matches, but then reconnecting with friends. Like the last time I was there, or one of the last times I was there with my wife,
Mhm.
we got together with, Patty and Neil
Oh, they're
and
nice people
yeah,
they are.
the Paul McGraw podcast and known them for a little while, and it's just good to see them catch up. So it's fun.
Well, how long is the flight from where you are?
From San Francisco to Birmingham. Well, I'll say to London if you go through London.
Mhm.
I don't know, 9 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I think I've travelled that long. Oh, yeah, I've travelled about that long before.
Yeah, this last time that I went San Francisco to Dublin because I wanted to fly straight into Birmingham, and that worked. So I went to yeah, Dublin from San Francisco, stopped there, got on another plane to Birmingham, and that was an okay trip too. A little bit longer, 10 hours.
And where do you usually stay when you do come over?
Usually we stay down in Birmingham and you're near the city center, close to things to be able to. Like this last time I went, this is the first time I ever traveled over there for a game in December,
Mhm.
and all the Christmas holiday things, activities that were going on. It was fun to experience some of that during that time of the year. Yeah,
Well,
so
it's
mainly in
nice,
this.
nice to meet different people.
Yeah, yeah. The weather was a
So,
lot
yeah,
colder though in December than
yeah.
April.
Yeah. Well, I've got a season ticket.
Okay, where do you sit in for your season ticket?
I'll sit in the Trinity Road stand.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
but
need to make
the
sure I
tunnel.
need to make sure next time I come over to look you up.
You have to have a look. Yeah, I'll sit by the tunnel,
Okay, okay.
left of it.
That's awesome.
So while I'm on there, Rick, I know you've been subscribed to my channel for quite a while. And can you spread the word about my podcast?
Oh, absolutely. I do it every chance I get because like some of the interviews that you do, I like to post the links to that on our social medias. Check out Chad's podcast. It's wonderful what you're doing, and I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you bringing awareness to Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And I wanted to ask you a question before
Yes.
we ended. Is there a particular Duchenne muscular dystrophy charity organization that you could
Yes.
share with people if they wanted to like support?
Yeah, well, there is a Duchenne muscular dystrophy UK, muscular dystrophy UK.
Oh, okay,
A lot of people can't, if they wanted to donate, they can do go on there.
that's great.
Yeah,
Thanks for
because
let.
but it is a terrible condition. More people need to be aware of it. It's very important.
Yeah, totally agree. what is? Are you able to share a little bit, just like what your daily routine is, and
Yeah,
challenges that you have?
it can get very complex, but so, well, the mum's the main caregiver, but also I have caregivers as well. Personal care, I'm gonna go out as well. But yeah, the thing is, I always keep positive, man.
That's wonderful. And I'm so glad you're doing this podcast. One, you do a great job at it,
Mhm.
and two, the awareness that you're bringing to muscular dystrophy is just brilliant.
Gonna combine to get together with my love of Aston Villa, spread awareness.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would encourage you to reach out to any of the North America Lions, or additionally, if you ever are looking for more interview guests from different parts of the country. I think it'll be fun to kind of hear their. It's like the folks from Canada.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know if you've spoken to anyone there yet.
that's somebody else in control, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, Rick, you have to tell a lot of the Lions Club to subscribe as well. Some more people.
Hmm. I will. I'll put it out on our North America Lions. We have a North America Lions social media, and
Mhm.
then each of our clubs have um, social media. So I'll encourage the chairman to get the word out.
Also, when this podcast goes out live tomorrow, I'll share it on social media.
Great.
I'll tag
That'd
you
be
with it as
great.
well.
Sounds good.
Well, we're playing Chelsea at the weekend. So, what's your score prediction?
Well, I think that we're going to do well against Chelsea based on the form that we're in, and I think we're going to get a clean sheet. I want to go for 2-0 Villa.
I'm going to go 2-1.
Okay. I just felt really positive right now. We're ending the season in tip top form. That last Bournemouth game was a great example of how well we can play.
Well, the thing is, with Chelsea, they're not the team they used to be.
Oh, right. They have significantly dropped off, and I think people look at our team very differently now after this season and the teams that we have beaten.
And Chelsea don't really have enough experienced players.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed there a lot. It's our turn.
Well, that's all I have time for this episode. So,
Well,
thank you everyone for
yeah,
watching.
I really appreciate it, Chad. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give it a like, share this video as well. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Remember to make sure to click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new content. Also, let me know your thoughts about what you thought about this podcast in the comments section. Thank you so much, Rick, for your time.
Thank you, Chad.
I really enjoyed it. You've been a great guest.
Oh, it's been wonderful to talk with you.
Well, I'm going to wrap up this episode with Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.